Hi there. Just looking at my little meter here, it looks like I'm actually sending audio out there into you in cyberspace. Well, welcome to GoFor Lunch number 65. And today we're going to talk about subscription management. Say, if you are new here, please type new in the comments so we can get to know you. Thank you for joining our community. If you don't know me, my name is Roger Harmon with GoFor Technology, where we make your technology work for you. And the question of the hour from Leslie Ann is, Carbon Copy Cloner has an update. Should you do it? Yes, you should do it, as we say in the trade. So, this is the Apple is not going out of business edition of Go for Lunch. Apple had their quarterly investors briefing, and if you're interested in what they are doing there at Apple, you can see here from this pie chart that iPhone still is their cash cow. Services is coming up strong. The Mac and the iPad are hanging in there. And wearables, which includes, of course, the Apple Watch, as well as AirTags and HomePods. And I'm not sure where Apple TV fits in there, maybe in that category. But anyway, wearables is actually doing better than the iPad or the Mac. But they had their best quarter ever. They keep breaking records. I think for the last 4 quarters, they've broken a record. So they were a $2.5 trillion company for a day or so recently. So you don't have to worry about Apple going out of business anytime soon. So back to our topic of today, which is subscriptions. Now, there are several kinds of subscriptions. There are software subscriptions, so you might be subscribing to Adobe Creative Suite if you're into photography or design. Maybe you need Photoshop. Maybe you're still doing Word or Excel or both. So you are being strongly encouraged to subscribe to Microsoft Office 365. 1Password is one subscription that I love to pay because 1Password saves me so much time. And also, their Watchtower feature keeps me advised of any data breaches. Now, here's one that you may not have heard of called SetApp. SetApp has over 190 different applications that you have access to for only $9 a month. So even if you only use maybe 6 or 8 of those 190 applications, SetApp is a good deal. There's lots of good, useful programs in there. So if you'd like more information on SetApp, we could do that as a topic on Go for Lunch. Just let me know by phone or email. The smoke signal system is down right now, so you'll have to use one of those. So you might also have some streaming services that you subscribe to. Obviously, Netflix is the elephant in the room, or the 500-pound gorilla. HBO Max is coming up strong. Of course, Disney Plus is ever popular because of their large library of past Disney movies. And, of course, they have the Marvel Cinematic Universe there. And then Apple TV Plus is another one. So let's talk about our strategies here. So month by month. So, most of these places want you to subscribe by the year, and some of them only let you subscribe by the year. Now, in the case of software, you pretty much, unless you're just doing like a big project that you're only going to do for about a month, most of these software things is something that you're going to use frequently. So subscribing by the year is the best way to do it. Streaming, however, is a different matter. So many of us have favorite shows they like on certain streaming services. So, for example, on Apple TV Plus. There's a show that has been very popular, and it is not coming to me at the moment. Oh well, senior moment. So someone type that into the comments. The show Ted Lasso. There we go. See, it's all in there. It just takes longer to access. There's so much data up here now. Ted Lasso. So they just started season 2 last month, but they're only releasing one episode per week. So my free subscription, which I got because I bought an Apple product during their 1-year free promotion, which expired last month. So I did not renew that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until all of the episodes of Ted Lasso are out there, and then I'll subscribe for 1 month to Apple TV Plus, and I'll watch all those episodes plus some other things like the morning show and some other ones that I like. And then I'll not subscribe until there's another, group of shows that I can watch all during 1 month. So that's a good way to save money on your streaming subscription. And then you would binge watch for that month. So as a reminder, on any kind of subscription, a lot of times you'll get these promotional offers that, you get, a product for free, except you have to pay, $6 to $10 for shipping. And then they want you to join their newsletter or something like that. So you get the newsletter for 14 days for free. So what I do is I set a calendar event, or I might set a reminder in Apple products, which of course you can do that on your iPhone, your iPad, or your Mac, to remind me to cancel that subscription. And then in that reminder, I will put the phone number and or the email address of where I have to go to cancel that subscription. So that's a good way to take advantage of promotional offers without getting on the hook for a subscription. So here is another great way to handle your subscriptions. Now, this is known by several different names like expiring credit card number, disposable credit card number, one-time use credit card number, single use credit card number. But they all point to the same thing. So let's see what that's all about. So one of the services that I've heard some good things about is called privacy.com. Of course, there's their website. So let's look at that one to explain how this works. So here we are at privacy.com. So how does it work? Well, I zoomed in on that so you could see what's going on there. So basically, instead of giving out your actual credit card number, you go to privacy.com and they issue you a virtual number. So this will keep you from having your credit card stolen, because that virtual credit card number will only be good in certain circumstances. So you can set a spending limit. So if it's something that's like a $10 a month subscription, you can tell Privacy that if that card is billed for more than $10 a month, don't do it. You can also set a time limit. So if you wanted to just subscribe to something for 6 months or a year, then the card would actually stop working after that time period. So that's the way it works. And the question is probably, how much does it cost? And it was here a second ago. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so how much does it cost? Well, some good news. For the basic personal service, it costs nada. No charge. So that's a pretty good deal. So anytime somebody gives away something that doesn't cost us anything, we should think, am I the product? Are they selling my information? So I think in this case, the answer is no. So the way that privacy makes money is that every time you do a transaction, then the merchant actually pays a small fee. So their basic product is free. However, they do have some other tiers of products that and corporate plans that cost more money. So that is privacy. So let's see, let's check some other comments here while we're taking a little break in the action. Thank you, Leslie Ann. All my backgrounds are from the Big Sur area in California. And Larry finally made it. And okay, Larry, let me call you later today and we'll talk about that. The Phil and Phyllis show are here. Good afternoon. Thank you, Kurt, for helping me with my senior moment. And okay, so here's another one that I wasn't aware of, the Do app, which apparently also does virtual credit card numbers. So great. So check that out. So if you have a credit card with Capital One, Citibank, or Bank of America, some of their cards, not all of them, for example, this Citibank Costco card does not appear to have the feature of being able to invoke a virtual one-use credit card number, but other Citibank cards do. And then in my research, I found another company, which is actually based in the UK, called Revolt, spelled Revolut, and they offer lots of services. They're basically a bank that's designed for people that do a lot of transactions across country borders. But their virtual credit card number service only comes with a $10 a month service fee. So now we're going to jump into some more questions, anything about virtual credit card numbers. And while we're waiting for you to type in your questions in the comments, please remember to share the GoFor Gazette with anyone you know that has and uses Apple devices so we can help more people. Also, it would be very nice if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, down here, click on the subscribe and the little bell that will let you know when we publish a new video. Speaking of publishing new videos, last week you may remember that the audio didn't work during the entire program, and I have pledged I will re-record that. This week, however, it's been GoFor moving and storage, and I haven't had time, but hopefully before next Tuesday at GoFor lunch at high noon, I'll get that re-recorded. So when you subscribe by pushing the little button down there, you will be notified immediately when that goes up. So that is great. Okay. So Do is a reminder app, not a virtual credit card. Okay, got it. Well, you're welcome, Doriana. And will Netflix let you pay annually? Oh, yes, they will. They would be glad to take your money. I don't know, because I'm not a Netflix subscriber, if they will allow you to go monthly. So Stanley asked, can you go overcharging? Oh, change. Okay, good. Thanks for reminding me, Stanley. So When we were talking about scanning, Stanley had a question which he proposed right at the outset of our program. So he wanted to know that when you scan a paper document into the Notes app, it becomes a digital document. So basically, a scan is a picture of that document. Now, it's really not that simple. So when it's in Notes, it's a picture. However, you can scan, depending on how you scan, with your iPhone. There's several iPhone apps out there that will let you scan a document and turn it into a PDF. Then, normally a PDF is a digital document. However, with a program like PDF Pen from Smile Software, you can edit that PDF. So it's a digital document, and which means you can't edit it normally, but by using a couple of software programs, you can edit that that document. And there's other ways that you could probably turn it into text. So hopefully that answers your question. So let's talk about Carbon Copy Cloner, because Leslie Ann mentioned that. So here's the deal on Carbon Copy Cloner and Apple's Big Sur and soon to be Monterey operating systems. Now, Apple has changed the way that their operating system works, which makes it difficult, if not impossible. I don't like to use the word impossible, but highly improbable that you can do a clone. So that is a real challenge for Carbon Copy Cloner and SuperDuper, which are software companies that make cloning software. So they are working with Apple. Apple, from what I hear, is not exactly being forthright with all the information these companies need to make their products work with the latest operating systems. So just be aware that cloning, and just to review what cloning actually means, is when you have a clone of your software on your computer, of your everything on your hard drive is cloned, it uses a separate external drive. So you would have your Time Machine drive, and you would have another external drive, which would be your clone. So this is especially important if you have an older machine. If your internal drive dies, you can simply boot from the clone and you're back in business. So it has a complete copy, and you won't miss a beat. So the problem is with the new operating systems and Apple's new Apple file system, because they've upped the security, the cloning is not done the way it used to be, and may not be done at all. So the jury is still out on that. So hopefully that helps Leslie Ann about Carbon Copy Cloner. So if you're not on Big Sur, you're okay. But once you get to Big Sur, and definitely when you get to Monterey, cloning is probably not going to work in the foreseeable future. But maybe they'll come up with a different way of backing up your computer. So a clone is good to have. You don't want to put all your chickens in one egg. So you don't want to depend just on Time Machine. Having a clone and Time Machine and Backblaze in the cloud is the best 3-2-1 backup strategy. So any other questions? Type them into the comments, please. And just as a public service announcement, Zoom is continually updating their software. So when you get into Zoom next time, after your last Zoom meeting, not just before in case there's a bug, but after your last Zoom meeting, go to the menu bar where it says zoom.us and click on that and drop down to where it says check for updates. And if you haven't updated lately, you'll find that there is an update sitting there waiting for you. And the latest one is 5.7.4. So make sure your Zoom is updated, because sometimes they won't let you in if you don't have an updated version. So it's always good to have an update. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions here. So let's see. Okay, I think we've covered all the questions. So want to thank you. I don't want to. I'm going to thank you for these expressions that we use. Thank you for attending Go for Lunch. We'll be back next Tuesday at high noon, and of course the Gopher Gazette will be coming out at about 7 o'clock on Monday, and I encourage you to share that so that we can help more people. So have a great rest of your week. Stay cool. I guess we have a high heat warning out there, so looks like our cooling monsoon is taking a brief hiatus. Hopefully we'll be back next week. So take care.